Why play Kindred Jungle? Well, they have infinite scaling, they deal tons of consistent damage, they bring an AoE invulnerability, and they have a very fun skill ceiling to learn. However, they are weaker in the early game, and if you're against a bully jungler, it can be hard to get marks. Kindred's passive is both Lamb and Wolf mark targets to hunt. Lamb can choose an enemy champion to hunt, and if she gets a takedown on them, she gains a mark. Wolf, however, periodically marks jungle creatures, and if you kill them, you get a mark. When you have no marks, it's always Rift Scuttler. When you have 1 to 3 marks, it's always Rift Scuttler, Raptors, or Gromp. When you have 4 to 7, it's always Krugs, Wolves, or one of the buffs. And when you have 8 or more, it's always an epic monster. However, except Rift Scuttler, all of these will be in your enemy's jungle. After gaining 4 marks, you gain 75 range, and you gain more range for every 3 marks after that. In addition, all of her basic abilities scale with marks. Kindred's Q causes them to dash in a direction and gain a large chunk of bonus attack speed and fire 3 arrows at nearby enemies, which all deal damage. This ability is an auto-attack reset, and if within her W, the cooldown is massively reduced. Kindred's W has a passive where she generates stacks when she moves, and when fully stacked, her next attack heals her. The active places down a large circle on the floor where Wolf will constantly attack enemies within. Kindred's E is a point-and-click ability which slows an enemy and marks them. If you attack this marked enemy 3 times, it consumes all of these marks to deal a large chunk of execute damage. Kindred's ultimate places down a large circle around her, and everything within cannot go below 10% health. After 4 seconds, everything within, allies, enemies, everything get healed. For combos, start with Q into W and E. From here, attack away using Q as often as possible and using ult as needed. And when you and your enemy are low on health in your ultimate, mark them with E and attack twice. Then, as soon as the heal goes off, use Q into an attack to execute them. For matchups, Kindred is great into junglers who can't pressure her early or deny her marks. And she can struggle into duelists that are happy to fight her every time she does try to get a mark. For runes, take this. PTA is amazing single target damage. For build order, start Red Monster and Pot into a Kraken Slayer and tier 2 boots. From here, a Collector and Infedge are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start W then Q then E before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Smite. Starting the game, you almost always want to do a full clear into Scuttle Crab. One of these Scuttle Crabs will get marked at 3 minutes 15, so pay attention to which one's marked as you want it. Even go as far as making your laners aware that they should push their lane so they can collapse and help you if needed. From here, look for a gank and always consider the 3 main points of where is the lane pushed to, what escapes does the enemy have, and what CC does your team bring. You want to play a good balanced playstyle between invading for the marks as well as ganking for them. Entering the mid game, play a pick and objective playstyle. As she already naturally wants to mark enemies and pick them off, this works very well. Entering late game teamfights, play as the backline carry, spamming out damage from safety. Your damage is pretty guaranteed, so your main skill expression is going to be your ultimate. And a good default way to use this is either to save yourself or identify the most valuable member of your team to save. And that's how to play Kindred Jungle. Leave the video a like and comment below who you want to see next.